What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. The New York Knicks did not come out victorious. As of right now, we are down 121 to 104. Pretty much this game is over. There's only like a minute left. Julius Randle just got a technical. We just let our emotions take over at the end of this basketball game, and we just did not execute 48 minutes of basketball. Yes, you could say the refs were bad, not giving us certain calls, but we just did not play simply good enough basketball. Good game to Suns fans. You guys have a really bright future moving forward. I hope you guys go on to win an NBA championship. You guys really deserve it. You guys have gone through hell. So starting off like in this basketball game, really entering it, like who was out in this game? Emmanuel Quickley and Alec Burks. So there's definitely some deficiencies when it came to our bench. Jay Crowder actually came back for the Phoenix Suns, which I was not pleased with. He's someone who could flamethrow it from downtown, a guy who's a veteran, could play solid defense as well. But yeah, starting off in this first quarter, it was really similar to the Denver Nuggets game. At one point, we were down 14 points. We didn't know what defense was. They were scoring off of turnovers. Chris Paul from downtown, really trying to push the pace, get us out of the slow, grinded out style of play. They were just absolutely killing us. It was just awful to see. DeAndre Ayton killing us down low in the paint. We actually tried to get DeAndre Ayton to beat us and not a Devin Booker or a Chris Paul, which I could agree with, but it kind of does hurt because you see DeAndre Ayton killing us down low, but we have nothing to match like when it comes to Nerlens Noel at the center position really scoring the basketball. But yes, it was just absolutely awful. Down 14 points. We couldn't get shots to go. Sloppy brand of basketball. The first possession was literally RJ Barrett not handling it properly, and it went out of bounds. Oh my gosh, this game was frustrating. But yeah, anyway, we actually did end up going on a huge run after RJ Barrett had a slow start. Julius Randle was getting buckets, but it simply wasn't enough because no one else was producing. But before you know it, when Derrick Rose comes in for the spark, first off, I actually want to mention as well, because we had no Burks, because we had no Quickley, I got even more pissed at Payne. It's not even that necessarily Payne played piss poor. There was nothing really like for me to yell at him like for, of course, even though I always find a way. It's just because Derrick Rose is going to catch the defense like on their heels all the time. We need to score right out of the gate. Even if the defense is not the greatest, it's the same thing with the Suns. Their defense isn't the greatest like as well, at least as of late. They've been allowing easy three-point shots. Their paint defense has not been good. They've been allowing a lot of entry passes. But we just could not afford to get off to another slow start offensively. And it happened in this basketball game. It seemed like after we did come back, like from like being down 14, like Bullock, big spark from downtown, of course, transition three, half-court setting three. Derrick Rose just bringing that spark offensively. It just seemed like we got gassed after coming back. It really did look like that for me for the New York Knicks. As you guys know, Julius Randle struggled last time we played against Phoenix, and I was just like, imagine if Julius Randle played well like in that Phoenix Suns game, maybe it would be a different result. But it doesn't matter. I'd rather have Julius Randle have a good second half than a good first half because I'm all about finishing strong. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And that's literally the philosophy for this Phoenix Suns team. We ended up going on this huge run. The Suns were missing 7 straight. DeAndre Ayton was killing us down low in the paint, though. Devin Booker actually, like, if you look at the stats, he definitely didn't have the, like, greatest of game. We definitely did keep him in check. But gosh, like, I love RJ Barrett. I love him. He got off to a slow start in this game, but he eventually picked it up offensively, and he's gotten better as a three-point shooter. And he's gotten better, like, overall as a defensive player. Don't get me wrong. Like, couldn't have been worse than last year, but he needs to do better guarding outside in the perimeter. He just does. Before you know it, like, you could just a blink of an eye. Mikal Bridges wide open for three. Jay Crowder wide open for three. He's ball watching way too much. But you could say that for a Julius Randle. You could say that for a lot of these guys. You could say this about Taj Gibson, Nerlens Noel, allowing easy entry passes to a DeAndre Ayton, you know? It was just absolutely piss poor defensively. We ended up taking this lead. We ended up going on this huge run. Derrick Rose was extremely efficient in this first half. He really was. And I want to give credit to Obi Toppin when it comes to coming off the bench, of course. When I saw Chris Paul ISO up Obi Toppin, I was like, okay, this is a wrap. He's just about to drain a three over him. Obi Toppin, big-time block, leaking in transition, throwing down a dunk. It was just beautiful to see for sure. But yeah, Bullock started to get things going, like I said, but it really did piss me off when Ayton was getting things going offensively, like I said, because Noel can't provide much there. He tries his best, but we knew what Noel was, like bringing him in, and he is a backup. We're not sure if he's our starter of the future. At least, I don't think he is. But RJ Barrett started to get some things going in the second half. He's improved so much as a three-point shooter, specifically a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. And we were starting to get stops. Like, it was very beautiful to see. And I thought we were going to close out, like, the second quarter in the most beautiful way possible. Then Nerlens Noel fouls him. Ends up getting up in the air, fell for a pump fake. I forgot who got to the charity stripe and knocked down those free throws, though. But then they, like, cut the lead. I was like, oh, I didn't want that, like, mental mistake, like, when it came to entering halftime. Entering halftime, you take a look at this basketball game. Julius Randle had a great first half. We needed that. He struggled last time against Phoenix. RJ really started to get it going. Derrick Rose, I was like, this is perfect. 3 good scores. We're going to close it out defensively. But that wasn't really my mindset because the Phoenix Suns' philosophy, they are a second-half basketball team. But we needed several contributions from these guys. We needed efficient, timely buckets. Yes, they had good first halves, but the second half was a totally different story. We shot over 50% in the first half, but in the second half, yeah, we shot over 50% in the first half, and the Phoenix Suns only shot like 30-something%. They just weren't making their shots from downtown. I believe they attempted like 20 3-pointers, but none of them were going in like whatsoever. Some of them were like absolutely gimmies. But the third quarter comes around, I was hyped. RJ Barrett right out the gate, 3-point shot goes in. But just again, the defense was piss poor in the paint. It seems like we forgot DeAndre Ayton was the #1 overall pick coming out of Arizona. It looked like we were absolutely uninterested on the defense side of the basketball. Tom Thibodeau was pissed. He yanked Noel out of the game, put Taj Gibson in. And before you know it, Ayton scores again. We did a little better. We continued to keep Booker in check, even though we did a solid job like getting to his spots. Like in the first half, he started to get things going. But the reason I didn't mention him much is because, yes, he did get points from the charity stripe. He did draw some fouls, but there was nothing like crazy good about him in that first half like of basketball. I thought we did a good enough job. But in the second half, Devin Booker still wasn't doing much, but we were leaving guys open on the perimeter. Bullock wasn't the same player he was in the first half. I thought RJ came to play, but they got RJ uncomfortable, making him put the ball on the floor and not have these catch-and-shoot threes. Like, of course, like at the beginning of the game, which he just absolutely has thrived with. Again, credit to RJ Barrett for improving his three-point shot, but he has to get better guarding outside on the perimeter, really performing shots off the dribble, making his offensive game more versatile, you know? But Julius Randle didn't show up, specifically in that third quarter, turning the ball over, 4 fouls, getting into foul trouble. We really needed him. Again, Julius Randle, good first half. RJ Barrett, good first half. Derrick Rose, good first half. But these guys did not show up in the second half. They just didn't, if it was not offensively, if it was not defensively. But I will say this. This isn't really an excuse. The Suns won fair and square. They played 48 minutes of basketball and executed it. But what can RJ Barrett do to get a damn foul call? What can he really do to get a damn foul call? Because it seems like he's just absolutely disrespected, but it started to get a little embarrassing. Much respect to Cameron Payne, coming out of Wichita State, good score of the basketball. I believe he was a lottery pick by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like, I believe that was the 2013 draft. That was many drafts back. But yeah, Cameron Payne, he started to cook us at one point. Literally anyone's going to cook us if we leave them wide open on the perimeter. It was just absolutely embarrassing. It was back and forth, back and forth. We started to get a run going, but at the end of the third quarter, that's where it folded. Like, letting easy entry passes, leaving guys out open outside on the perimeter. The Suns actually had a chance to tie this basketball game. Someone is in transition, missed the layup, and it was a nice putback. It was a nice putback by Torrey Craig. It just makes me so pissed thinking about that. And I was like, okay, it's a tie game. It's like, we're still in this, not like we're down. That would have been awful after like being up like, I believe, double digits at one point. We inbound the basketball. They steal the ball, put it up and in. They're up 2. And that just seems like where all the momentum was just lost. Fourth quarter, Jay Crowder 3 knocked it down. Got to the point, we just couldn't get stops. It literally seemed like we just let our emotions get to us. Like, we really did. This team plays with so much heart, but sometimes this team can complain so much. Like, I forgot to mention the challenge. Like, at the beginning of the game, when we were down, like, I believe 12 points at this point, wasn't a 14-point game yet. It was clearly a foul on Julius Randle, and he made Tom Thibodeau challenge it. I thought that was a very selfish move by Julius Randle. But yeah, in the second half, literally no one showed up. It was just disgusting. Before you know it, Chris Paul, Tom Thibodeau getting into a scuffle. Chris Paul's like, yep, I'm going to end these New York Knicks. Dagger shot, just shot after shot. Guys killing us outside on the perimeter. And before you know it, the Suns come out with the W. But the score really does not dictate like how this basketball game really was. It was really close, and actually it does. The Suns executed when it mattered most. Good game to Suns fans for sure. Very, very frustrating. just not smart basketball. We didn't execute. Suns are a really good basketball team. I appreciate the fight by the Knicks, but you can't let the emotions get the best of you. You got to play smarter than that. But RJ is 20, Randall's 26. We're still a young basketball club. We're not fully developed, and the Suns are a truly special team. Good game to Suns fans. Good game to Suns fans. You guys, I hope you guys win the championship one day, because, like, I've always kind of felt bad for the Suns, just like I felt bad for my team, because, like, we've both been bad at this same time, and we both ended up being, like, competitive at the same time, which is just awesome. Even though you guys started being competitive last year, we're most likely going to be in the playoffs at the same time, even though you guys are a top 3 seed. Some of your guys are more fully developed than our guys, you know, in a win-now situation with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. But yeah, guys, I appreciate all your great amount of support. Frustrating game. I'm sorry if I left out anything. It's just, wow. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out, y'all.